Israel has stepped up its campaign to derail the talks between Iran and the UN Security Council permanent members plus Germany. Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has called on the US and the EU not to let up their sanctions on Tehran. Netanyahu claims that the sanctions have crippled Iran and that Tehran should not be allowed to have a single centrifuge at its nuclear facilities.
But when you start letting up sanctions, rolling back sanctions, you are signaling in Iran that it's reversed. For the first time, you go down. And people understand it's over. This is the deal that is proposed now. Iran does not roll back its nuclear weapons making capacities at all. But the P5+1 are rolling back sanctions. That's a bad deal. It's a dangerous deal because it keeps Iran as
Now, Israel is the sole possessor of nuclear weapons in the Middle East. Tel Aviv is estimated to have stockpiled hundreds of nuclear warheads while rejecting calls to sign the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty. Meanwhile, the U.S. Secretary of State has reassured the Israeli regime that Washington will not enter into what's been described as a bad deal with Tehran. Take a listen.
We are not blind, and I don't think we're stupid. I think we have a pretty strong sense of how to measure whether or not we are acting in the interests of our country and of the globe, and particularly of our allies like Israel and Gulf states and others in the region. We are absolutely determined that this would be a good deal or there'll be no deal. Now, that's why it's hard. That's why we didn't close the deal here in the last couple of days, because we are together, unified, pushing for things that we believe provide the guarantees that Israel and the rest of the world demand. And there will not be a relaxation of the pressure. There will, nobody has talked about getting rid of the current architecture of sanctions. The pressure will remain. There will be, hopefully, if this is arrived at, a means of absolutely guaranteeing that while the negotiation on the real end game takes place, Iran's program is not going to continue, is not going to grow.